Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is July 26th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. This is as of right now, this morning. You can see the park fire here across portions of the North Valley areas, and you can see all the smoke that it's been producing. Went through some pretty extreme fire behavior yesterday. Yes, probably producing a fire tornado. That is a real thing. We'll go over a little bit of that here as we go through the video this morning. You can see the marine there up and down the coastline right now, but let's scroll through yesterday and all the way back towards yesterday morning. And you can clearly see the hot spot here on the GOES 18 satellite imagery. We put that into motion. You can see all the smoke that it was producing during the day yesterday, moving off to the north and east. Did have some thunderstorm activity here across the Sierra Nevada and some of the peninsula down into Baja here as well yesterday. Quite a bit of lightning there across Nevada, portions of Utah, and Arizona. So as we go towards the sunset hours, you can really see the fire, quite nicely there on the GOES 18. And then we go through the overnight hours. You can clearly see the hot spot as we go through the night and then back in towards this morning. And it's no doubt going to be flaring up again here as we go towards the afternoon hours. Taking a look here, you can actually see this. You can see the rotation in this storm here. And I'm going to show you the Doppler radar imagery of this here in a moment. But you can see this just extreme fire behavior, just excessive amounts of heat just rising up and being sheared, acting like a cumulonimbus, like a mesocyclone in a severe thunderstorm. And take a look here. You can see the couplet. That means the winds are moving one direction and then back across the next direction here. And yeah, that would be where that fire tornado was occurring yesterday. But yeah, there's the park fire there, 145,000 acres as of right now. It really exploded yesterday. This is going to be ongoing for a while. The only silver lining is that much of the state otherwise is doing relatively well so far, but that is a really big fire. It was actually produced by a guy that pushed a flaming car down into a ravine. So yeah, don't be that guy. That is a really expensive mistake you made there. And taking a look at the high resolution rapid refresh, you can see all the smoke that it is scheduled to produce today as it flares up through the afternoon and evening hours and smolders overnight and then continues on in through Saturday here as well. And you can see other fire activity on the high resolution rapid refresh as well. Taking a look at the strong wind gusts here across the Mojave slopes here from 3 p.m. to 6 a.m. Saturday morning, gust of 45 miles per hour. Heads up for that. This is Hanford National Weather Service calling attention to this. That was issued this morning. And if you take a look here, we have some red flag warnings for that fire danger out there. And there is some excessive heat warnings for some of extreme southeast California. And you can see those a couple little wind advisories down there as well, including some of the coastal areas. Now, taking a look at the recreational forecast, this is for Lake Mead. You can see cooling down a little bit here. Check it out. Death Valley going from 120 today to 111 on Sunday. Bring a jacket if you're headed out there. Lake Havasu down towards 102 as well. So, any little bit of cooling here is definitely a plus. Severe storm risk for portions of Arizona today. You can see it does not include Phoenix, but the general thunderstorm risk just kind of very clip the border between Arizona and California here. And there's that chance for wind gusts here over 58 miles per hour in that darker green. That would be a severe gust and bring some blowing dust as well. Possible localized flash flooding, and all storms, of course, as always, contain deadly lightning. And if you want a nice portable home weather station that just by chance has its own lightning detection system with it, it's really fun to watch this on your wherever you're living. And it shows you the distance and it shows you when they occur, and it'll tell you how many lightning strikes were nearby and whatnot. Stores all the data for you in the cloud. Attractive unit, great smartphone app. Click on that link down below to save 10% off. Now, looking at the Los Angeles International Airport, I picked this one out just to kind of give you a contrast here. The coastal areas have been much better than the interior areas, well above average. Some just impressive heat, some record all-time extreme heat for some of the interior areas. But look at Los Angeles, actually a little bit below normal, if you can believe it. All these days basically in the 70s here, except the one day where they hit 80. Los Angeles International Airport. No rainfall this month here, but very comfortable there on the coastal regions. Now, taking a look at what's going on here, 500 millibars. Here we go. We got this upper level low kind of moving across the area. It doesn't have the dynamics to produce precipitation or bring any kind of storm here to California, but it will cool things off. And you can see we don't have this big ridge of high pressure, so that is going to suppress the temperatures for a few days at least. And then we scroll off in towards the extended forecast, and you can kind of see the ridge starting to rebuild here. And more on that here in a moment. We can clearly see it start to come back as we start to go towards the very end of the month and on in through early August. Taking a look here at the precipitable water I want to show you this, and I want to show you the GFS here in a moment as well. To put this into motion, you can kind of see the tropical activity down here off to the south. We're getting closer to the time of year where you can get some tropical cyclone activity and perhaps try to make its way north. But as we scroll out towards 144 hours, you can kind of see, actually, this is the GFS. I thought I was showing you the European, but this is the GFS. The GF gets really hurricane happy here, or tropical cyclone happy, as you go off into the extended forecast, because the European does not show this. You can see this is this monster hurricane out here rolling across the open northeastern Pacific Ocean and then making its way towards Hawaii. Then it wants to develop another one. So if you're ever, I know people are starting to look at weather models that may not have a lot of experience with them. So if you start to take a look at things like this, you'd be like, wow, look at this. This tropical storm remnants are going to slam Hawaii, and then there's going to be another hurricane out here. You got to take that with a grain of salt. That is something the GFS is known for overdoing as you look through its extended portions of its runs. Now, if we look at the GFS one more time, this is the same thing here. I'm just going to play it through. This is mean sea level pressure, and you can clearly see that tightly packed gradient with that hurricane moving there, and then the next one coming across. But you throw that out at this time frame. You don't start believing that stuff until the European or other models start to show it. And if we look at the European as of yesterday afternoon, now this is 500 millibar heights. You can see the upper level low cooling us down. We start to scroll on in towards next week, and you can kind of see the ridge remains suppressed back off to the south and east a bit. And then we scroll off into the extended forecast, and it's been showing, a model's been showing a pretty robust ridge through the extended forecast. That, granted, it is way out there, but this is something we're going to be watching, because that would be bad news here for the West Coast. That would be some extreme temperatures here, and we're going to be watching that one closely as we head on in towards August, but nothing to worry about right now. It's a ways off into the future, so plenty of time to prepare for that if it does occur. Total precipitation in inches, I want to scroll through this fairly quickly here, because as over the next 144 hours, you may get a little bit of this system into Northern California, but otherwise not even many thunderstorms across the higher terrain for California as we go on into the upcoming Wednesday night time period. Looking at the National Blend models, though, this is this is a good one. Thumbs up. So take a look there. Look at the temperatures today versus tomorrow. You're going to feel that cool down. Some areas only into the 80s there across some of the valley areas. And you go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Definitely much more seasonable stuff here. Probably a little below average for many areas as we go through the 31st. And we start to warm things up as we go through the first, second. Just a slow, gradual warm up here. So yeah, we might be returning towards the warmer conditions as we go on into the first week of August, or the first half of August. We'll see how that goes. 6 to 10 day, you're going to see a little bit of a near normal there, and above average across center portions of the USA. This was issued yesterday, and 6 to 10 day, you'd take that with a grain of salt right there. We're not going to even get caught up in that activity just yet. We're not seeing much precipitation through the extended forecast just yet. We'll revisit that again tomorrow, of course. Look at moderate drought. They did extend this out a little bit more. I probably showed this the first time yesterday, just maybe 2-3% of the entire state. They did extend some of the abnormally dry down across the Cascades and Sierra Nevada here, and extreme southeastern California. And we do have the fire potential here. Of course, the park fire is out there as well. And we have the conditions, dry and windy. So significant fire potential is evident here. This is for today. We can go for tomorrow, Saturday. And not bad there for some of the coastal areas and some of the valley areas, kind of low fire risk. But, take that with a grain of salt as well. You always want to keep your wits about you. So anyway, yeah, this is one more look at a closer view of the park fire, just the copious amounts of smoke it was producing, pyrocumulus cloud out there, not quite unstable enough to actually produce a lightning strike. It didn't look like there, but, pretty impressive stuff there. A probable fire tornado showing up on the Doppler radar, just like you're actually storm chasing out in the Midwest or something there. Pretty impressive mesocyclone and rotation associated with that fire. So yeah. Interesting stuff. It's sad to hear that it was actually human caused and deliberately so. I don't know that he was trying to start a fire. Who knows? He might have been, but maybe he was just trying for like some kind of insurance fraud thing or something. But yeah, anyway, we'll break this all down again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some kind of system rolling in here eventually. I mean, it'll eventually happen as we go through the fall months, or we'll get some kind of tropical moisture that'll try to move up here across the region. All things that we will be looking at here as we go day to day. And in fact, let me look at something here really quick. So I'm going to minimize this screen here, and I almost forgot something here, but we're going to click off that. We're going to click here, and I'll show you one of my processes here. We'll go to hurricanes. We'll go to Eastern Pacific, because there is tropical storm bud out here right now. And if you click on that, you can get more information, but you can see it's going to downgrade rapidly. It's going to become a depression here and just kind of drift off to the west, southwest here. So yeah, by 5 a.m. Sunday, this is supposed to be not much of a storm, and it's no threat to land here. But this is just kind of one of my workflow processes here. As you can see, there's wind advisory maybe for some ships out there as well. Tropical storm winds possible. But yeah, interesting stuff there. That was Tropical Storm Bud. But otherwise, yeah, we're going to do this all again tomorrow. We'll break everything down. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you guys then.